was part of me that just wanted to be like someone successful so I can just be happy about like the success that I've built for myself, you know. I knew I didn't want to have a job where I wasn't sure about my success. Like I wanted it to be like, okay, I'm doing this job and I'm good at it. So the courage really came from, I'm desperate right now. So when I was 18, that was where I was like, okay, it's between going to university or doing what I want as my dream job. And it's so funny because at 19 I felt like time was running out.
Isn't it weird? I hear that from young artists. I know that the generation, I'll say this, I know that the generation feels the pressure of time more than even I did when I was a kid.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sonya, and today we're having a little sit down, a little heart to heart, a little FaceTime call, because y'all see the title. I'm in my mid-20s, and so I can say for myself, I still don't know what I'm doing. In these 6 years of being in my 20s, I have picked up a few little nuggets, you know, but overall, we still in the hood. Like, the experience has been a little ghetto. Definitely not 10s across the board, okay? But let's just sit down, let's discuss. I'm a little bit more dressed down for this video because this is what my 20s are giving. It's giving extra large hoodie that does not fit me and bottoms that don't match. Anyways, let's get into it. So the video I included of Pink Panthers at the beginning, first off, that interview, amazing, chef's kiss. But when she said that at 19 she felt like she was running out of time, I related to that. Like, I felt that. And I feel like a lot of our generation kind of feels like, oh my gosh, I'm running out of time. I need to have my life figured out. I need to have this in order. I need to have this in order. This person already has a house. This person is my age. They're already married. This person, like...
Being in your 20s is constantly feeling like you are running out of time, when the reality is we just got off the titties. We not supposed to have it figured out. We fresh out the womb. Like, we not supposed to have it all figured out, all lined up. But I feel like social media really just, you know, makes it feel like you gotta have your shit together right now. Especially when you see other people doing the things that you want to do and they're your age or younger. It's so hard not to compare. But that's not reality. Most of us don't have it figured out. Most of us don't have it figured out, bro. And there's a lot of people who don't even have it figured out until they're 40. So take your time, okay? It's okay. It's okay. I'm telling myself this too, but like, I'm telling you.
Putting so much pressure on ourselves to, I don't know, have things together when I don't really believe our 20s were meant for us to have every single thing together. The first time I ever felt like I was, I guess, running out of time was when I was in high school senior, and everyone, my parents, everyone I was hanging out with, the guidance counselor, they're all asking like, oh, what do you want to major in college? Like, what do you want to do after this? And it was just baffling to me that y'all are asking me, a 17-year-old, what I want to do for the rest of my life. Like, I need to have that figured out, like what I want to do for the rest of my life for like the next 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 years, because I live in the US and they want us to work for the rest of our lives. Anyways, I digress. Sorry about that. Like, my frontal lobe isn't even fully developed, and y'all are asking me what I want to do for the rest of my life. That was my first wave of, oh my goodness, I need to have a plan in order. Like, I need to have a plan in order. I need to stick by the plan. I need to go to college, graduate by this year. I need to already have a job lined up. I need to already have it all lined up. The feeling of like, oh, I'm running out of time. I don't have this planned out. I need to be successful by this age. Like, that feeling, it started to make me like not actually celebrate my wins that much. It was just kind of like, okay, I accomplished this. Cool, what's next? Okay, I accomplished this. Okay, what's next? Like, let's keep this going. This was like my early 20s, and so I hope you guys learn from me when I say that when you accomplish something, whether it's big or small, be present in that moment. Don't run from your accomplishments. Like, actually celebrate them. Actually be present in that moment, because you did this. like, you accomplished this, you deserve to celebrate it. One thing that kind of keeps me grounded and keeps me present is knowing that every single thing is a process. Whatever you do is a process. And this decade of kind of finally like being an adult, first off, I'm 26. In adult years, I am 6 years old. I'm not counting 18 and 19. Those don't count. In adult years, I am 6 years old. First off, thinking like that, I'm just like, okay, I've only been in the game for 6 years. I know something, but I don't know everything. I feel like this decade of all of our lives is really about refinement, refining ourselves, life refining us, okay? Because especially if you're trying to grow as a person, like spiritually, emotionally, physically, when you're going through that refinement process, like, you're gonna have to let some things go, let some negative ideologies go that you thought were protecting you but are really hurting you. You have to let go of these past hurts. You have to, learn how to forgive. You have to learn how to forgive other people, learn how to forgive yourself for things. And going through like this refinement process, it hurts and it feels really chaotic, because it is really chaotic. I was literally just talking to one of my friends about this the other day, because she's also 26. Shout out to Victoria, but she's also 26. And she was just like, our 20s are so chaotic because it's like a growing and a stretching decade. Like, there's so much change happening all at once. First of all, some of us are in school, some of us are working, some of us are starting families, some of us are getting married, some of us are living at home with our parents, some of us just got our first apartment. All of this change is happening, and you see your peers at all of these different stages in life, or like experiencing these different stages in lives, and you're just like, okay, like, where do I even fit in, and why is all of this happening at one time? Why is life trying to sneak me right now? I feel like everything that we're going through in our 20s, whether it's confusion around love, confusion around career, confusion around who we even are, what do you want? Like, do you want marriage? Do you want kids? Do you want corporate? Do you want to be an entrepreneur? It's just a lot of changes at once, while you're also trying to figure out who you are. But all of these changes are literally molding us into who we're supposed to be, if we let it, if we don't fight it. All of this confusion is molding us into who we're supposed to be for our 30s, for our 40s, for our 50s. Like, each decade is molding you. With that being said, you gotta give yourself some kindness. In our generation, because I can't speak for anyone else, I feel like because we're so wrapped up in, I want to be successful, I want to have it figured out, I just want to get there, I want to get there, we can be so hard on ourselves. And I am very hard on myself. I'm trying to get out of being hard on myself, but just giving a little kindness to yourself, giving yourself grace, because you're young. The 20s are a confusing time. My frontal lobe has been developed for 1 year, and I'm just now getting a grasp on, like, okay, I think I want this type of life for myself. Some of these realizations wouldn't have came if I didn't just let myself sit down and be like, okay, let's actually think critically about what you want out of life. Let's actually think about who you are and what aligns with what you want out of life. And let's work towards that, instead of working towards who you think you should be and who you think will make other people proud. At the end of the day, if you don't make yourself proud, if you're living for other people, are you really successful? Are you really fulfilling what you came here to do if you're so worried about what all of these other people are saying that you should do. Yeah, give yourself some grace. Give yourself some grace while you're going through this, because all of us are confused. All of us are confused.
This video is for people in their 20s and 30s. If that's not you, keep scrolling. All right, guys. Quick question. What are we doing? Like, what the f is going on?
You know how when people say if it's not one thing, it's another? That's how I feel currently, because it's like, okay, I have this part of my life figured out, but career? Yeah, huge question marks. Questionable. Having parts of my life that I have figured out, and then having others and I'm just like, it literally forces me to sit down and one, be grateful for the parts that I actually do kind of have under control, and just give gratitude for that. And for the parts that are questionable, it kind of just makes me sit back and be like, okay, let's think on the times that you were scared and you were confused and you didn't know how the outcome were going to be, and how every single time, whatever the outcome was, let's think about how you were actually fine. Let's think about whether the outcome was good or bad, how you are still here, and how whatever good or bad outcome it was, how it ultimately worked for my good. Like, let's sit back and think about that. Because just because a part of your life is questionable right now, just because you're a little confused right now, doesn't mean that you will always be confused. Like, seasons have to come to an end at some point. Okay. For example, when I got my first big girl job, I absolutely hated it. My first big girl job was at like a car rental company, and I couldn't stand it. I was just like, wow, I thought I had the personality for this, but yeah, no. Also, the manager was like, you're a little bit more quiet than I thought you were. You know, if you want to make it in this world, you got to be a little louder. It wasn't giving, this is where I need to be. It was definitely giving, like, you need to get out of this room.
If you ever feel uncomfortable in a room, then you're not supposed to be there. If you can't be yourself, if these people don't accept you for who you are, why am I in here? I don't want to be nowhere I'm not wanted. I don't care about making other people uncomfortable. That's number one. I'm going to be me regardless. But I know for a fact, if everybody in this room uncomfortable by my presence, I gotta go. This ain't somewhere I need to be, because something wrong with y'all. There's nothing wrong with me. So I feel like if you somewhere where you can't be you, that ain't the space you need to be in. You need to be where you are appreciated. You need to be where you are heard, where you want to be, where people want to hear you. Don't be nowhere that's uncomfortable, because I guarantee them same people wouldn't be nowhere they felt uncomfortable. So you go where you want it, and you go where you are appreciated. And it don't matter what you're doing. Go where you need to be. Don't force it.
In those moments, it's just like, is this really life? People really fight against themselves to fit into a mold that they weren't made to fit into, and settle for a life that they didn't want, just so that you can say, oh yeah, I'm making this person proud, and I make this much money, and I'm miserable every day, but like, it's fine. That's settling. This brings me to the topic of pivoting. Okay, because if there is anything I'm gonna do, it is pivot, or how I like to call it, rebranding. Okay, I'm gonna rebrand as many times as I need to rebrand in order to just get closer and closer and closer to whatever my path is. I'm gonna rebrand until I can't rebrand no more. Okay, I'm gonna rebrand until God tells me, hey, you made it, because I didn't come here to live an unfulfilled life. Like, I'm not saying that every single thing that you do, you're gonna absolutely love. What I'm saying is that when you are doing something that you don't love, take whatever lessons you're learning from it, take those lessons and go this way. You don't like this? Take those lessons. Let's go this way. You kind of like this? Okay. Okay, we're figuring something out. Okay, take these lessons, take these skills, take these crafts, go this way. You love this? Okay, let's dig a little bit more into this. I feel like through all of the confusion and all of the letdowns and all of the what ifs, these little choices that we're making every single day, ultimately, they lead us to our path. Even if you feel like it's not, they're leading you to your path, and they're teaching you more and more things about yourself, or at least that's what I'm getting right now. Is it hard? Yes. Is it hard? Yes. Do I sometimes sit and think like, am I even making a difference? Am I even doing the right things for myself? These are questions that I have like probably once a month. And ultimately, if you feel like you're not, dig into that. Dig into that, because in your 20s, I feel like this is probably one of the more freer eras that we have. Like, especially if you don't have kids and if it's just you, like, essentially this is probably the least amount of responsibility that you have in your adult life. And so make mistakes. I've made so many. Make those mistakes. If you are interested in something, go ahead and try it. I feel like sometimes we want success so bad and so fast that we want to kind of forego the person that we're supposed to be when we actually get that success. And what I mean by that is like, okay, Pink Pantheress in the beginning, she was like 18, 19 years old, and she has a great music career. She's working her dream job, but also she is the person that she needs to be working her dream job. It clicked in her mind like, okay, this is the work ethic that I need to have in order to get my dream job. These are the strategies that I need to employ in order to work my dream job successfully. Some of us kind of want to skip that part and just have it. But I feel like because we're going through so much refinement in our 20s and we're just like clueless, it's preparing us and teaching us things that we need so that whenever that success comes and whatever you want to do, it's like, okay, you're the exact person that you need to be in order to handle this correctly. Okay, so before I end this video, you guys know I love a good life story. So one person that I really admire is Miss Viola Davis. She's actually from my home state in South Carolina. Just a little fun fact. But Viola Davis, her big break did not come until she was 45 years old. 45. She is doing exactly what she was made to do. Okay, she is doing exactly what she was put on this earth to do. If you've ever seen a movie with Viola Davis in it, you not only see it, but like you feel it. Like you feel this woman's emotions. And every single thing that she has been through in her life, every last twist and turn that she made, all the ups and all the downs that she's had in her life, built and molded her into the woman that she needed to be in order to handle this level of success that she has.
This is the first time in my life that I've stepped back. And I'm going to try not to cry now. All of a sudden, be cheesy. And I can't believe my life. You know? I mean, my sister is here somewhere, and I grew up in poverty. You know, I grew up in apartments that were condemned and rat-infested. And I just always sort of wanted to be somebody. And I just wanted to be good at something. And so this is sort of like the miracle of God, of dreaming big and just hoping that it sticks and it lands, and it did. Who knew? So I'm overwhelmed. Yeah.
I love her. I love seeing her win. This video is so hard to make because there's so much to say. Because the 20s is ghetto. The 20s is ghetto. But I'm learning so much all at once. I guess what I want to leave you guys off with is give yourself some grace. We're all in this together. And none of us know what we're doing. I hope you guys have a beautiful day, a beautiful night. Whenever you're watching this, I'ma go. Bye.